Have you ever wanted to learn how to build your own Roblox game? Well, in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it using AI. We're going to be vibe coding this game for Roblox using Claude. So stick around, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Learn AI with James. Learn AI skills and build your future.
Alright, so we're going to start out here in the Claude app. And what I did was I used an initial prompt to give a little bit of background on the type of the game that we're looking to build. Basically, this game is a whitewater rafting game. And the idea is that you're floating around in a boat, you want to avoid rocks, you try not to crash. You lose health, but your health regains as you go. There's checkpoints and so on. So just gave it a kind of a quick prompt here. Claude's really good with strategy. Claude's also really good with planning. I like to use Claude at the beginning of any kind of project, just kind of give it like background information and ask it questions. So think of Claude as your advisor here. Claude replies back with some different ideas. It says, that this is a pretty good idea. Here's some of the core concepts. It gives a little bit about the architecture, talks about how to develop this, and then gives the next steps. So this is where you really want to add some more context, give it some more background info. With this game, what we're going to want to do is have a point system where we can monetize this and be able to sell different types of gear, clothing, characters, boats. So we gave a breakdown on how it works. And also we introduced this idea of having two different game modes where it would have both a campaign mode and an open world mode. Claude comes back with some other suggestions and actually creates a game development document or a game design document. It's actually a really good document. It gives an overview of the core concept, talks about our target audience, our different game modes, campaign mode versus the levels. Came up with this really cool structure for the levels. Our idea is to have different rivers, and each river is a slightly different environment with different hazards and stuff. So it came up with this idea that the first one would be Gentle Creek, level 1. Level 2 gets a little bit harder with Pine Valley Run, Fallen Logs, Faster Current. It gets harder as you go. Then you've got the open world mode, and this is really just a free, explorative mode for casual play. Right? And you can use this to farm points. We've got the core gaming systems, the health system. Our maximum health is 100 HP. Collision will do damage between 5 and 25, so that takes it away. But then you're passively regenerating 1 HP for every 2 seconds. So the more you play, the more you're just passively regenerating your health. And another really big critical piece of this one is the water movement. So we want the water movement mechanics to really look cool and work nicely. So the river current is a constant force that players must navigate. It's got a base speed, which varies by levels. And then it's also got different zones like rapid zones or like a whirlpool effect, things like that. So you're gonna have to maneuver based off of the water movement mechanics. Okay, so overall, this Claude Opus 4.5 is really incredible. We're recording this at the end of November in 2025, and Opus 4.5 was just launched. It is really good, guys. Definitely, you need to check it out. Another piece that we had here is having the point system and monetize point system. It's math-based. We're giving a better deal. For the more points you buy, you get a better price per point. But we're going to have a handful of items that are cost right at the $1 point to incentivize people to try it. Here it came up with all the items in our catalog, which is, wow, this is really nice. This is so cool. I had only given it just some guidelines. Here you can see with the prompt, and Claude went ahead and created this entire catalog with 50 items that are distributed across the different price tiers. So as we're building it, we'll be able to iterate, and we'll be able to make these different gear and wetsuits and things look different as we go. This gets into the folder structure for the back end. And overall, wow, that's a very nice first go at it. Okay, now Claude is saying next step. So we're going to actually open up our IDE. That is our software editor, our code editor. And I like to use Zed. It's zed.dev. But it makes it really nice and easy to keep separate projects. So whenever we're creating a new project, I always spin up a new window inside of Dev or inside of Zed. Now you could use Cursor, or you could use VS Code or Windsurf. Google's got a new one out. I believe it's called Anti-Gravity or something funky like that. I haven't tested it yet. Maybe that'll be a future video. But so far, I'm satisfied with Zed. So that's what we're going to use. Now you could also use a different AI or a different LLM. You could use Gemini from Google, or you could use, you could use ChatGPT or something. But I really like Claude Code. It works nicely. The coding version of ChatGPT is called Codex. So I'll show you that we can set these up inside of the IDE. All right, and the rest of our tech stack in order to get this game built. All right, we're going to need Roblox Studio. So go to create.roblox.com. And this is your IDE for the Roblox dev work that you do. It's got built-in testing and play modes, and it handles all the 3D environment, the physics, the UI, all that. We're also going to use Rojo. This is an optional tool that's going to keep them in sync. Since we're using Claude Code to vibe code this, we're going to use that inside of Zed IDE, and then Rojo is going to act like a middleman between Zed.dev, my IDE, and the Roblox Studio IDE. So to further break this down a little bit more, we've got Lua. It's a lightweight programming language. This is what Roblox uses for their games. So it's kind of similar to JavaScript or Python. This just shows a quick comparison of what the JavaScript would look like versus Lua. You can see the difference between the end bracket and the word end. But anyways, that's so that you know that. And then we're going to go get Rojo. So rojo.space is the website. You got to download that. And yeah, that's how we'll get it going. So let's go ahead and get both of those downloaded. We're going to download the Roblox, and we're going to download Rojo. And so from here, you're going to click Start Creating, download Studio. I'm working off a Mac. Roblox Studio is booting up. While that boots up, we're going to go over here to rojo.space. Okay, and so with Rojo, we can actually install it through the CLI. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to do that from Claude Code. Now what I want to do, well, let's check on Roblox Studio. All right, so we're going to need an email, and we're going to have to log into that. And before we do that, let's go ahead and get set up on Zed. All right, so we've got our new folder created for our game. We're going to use that as the main area for this. So yeah, we've got the new project. We're going to set up the terminal window. Now, from the terminal window, we got to connect Claude. I've already installed Claude on my system. So from here, all I have to do, because I've already installed it, is I just need to call it up and connect to it. Do you want to work inside this folder? Yes, I do. Right now I'm using Sonnet 4.5, but I'd like to use Opus 4.5. So I'm going to change. Looks like I need to update my CLI version. So right now I'm using version 2.0.22. Claude Code version on the CLI is now up to 2.0.55. So we got to go ahead and update that. All right, so I'm back here in Claude Code. I've got Claude Code running, which is in the CLI command line interface inside of my terminal window. So I just I'm using the terminal window within Z, which is my IDE that I prefer. Now, I just updated my Claude code from version 2.0.22 to version 2.0.55. So now I've got Opus 4.5 running. All right, let me go back to the Claude app. I was just strategizing with Claude in the browser. And the problem with using either the browser or the standalone app itself is that you don't want your project to be solely at the risk of one LLM. Okay, so like let's say you like Claude, but Claude's really good at some things, not so good at other things, and then ChatGPT might be good at some things, but not good at other things. You want to use the agent or the LLM that is best for the task. What you do then is you get to put your document into a markdown file. So that's what I asked Claude to do, as I said, put it in the standalone markdown version, which is optimized for the Claude code. So I did that. I'm going to download the markdown file. It's just a .md file instead of a .doc file. Okay, so I've got a new project set up here. We're going to move that into it. We drop that in there. Now when you go back to Z, you will see it here. So that's how you do this. Everything that gets dropped into your main project folder, which is this, is going to show within your IDE. Okay, and the beauty of this setup is that now Claude, or whatever AI agent that you're using, has direct access to that file. It can read the file, it can analyze it, it can write to it, it can edit it, it can change the file names, it can change where that file lives in your hierarchy. This is pretty critical because it takes a lot of time to try to copy and paste code back and forth from the browser window into your IDE or from the ChatGPT window into your Roblox project. It's going to make it nearly impossible. So that's why you got to set it up like this. That way you can automate things. All right, so the next step, we're going to tell Claude to read through this document, to analyze it, to understand our game plan, and to progress into the next steps here. So, okay, and whenever you put an @ sign, that's when you can go in here and pick a certain file. So Claude's going to go in there, it's going to read through our game design doc. We're going to want to make sure to tell it to put any kind of updates or edits into that document. It's telling us that it's a pretty well-structured game design with clear systems progression and monetization. Let's set up a task list. My analysis. Your spec is solid. The phased approach makes sense, and the systems are well-defined with concrete values. Few observations. Rojo is the right choice. It lets us write Lua in a proper IDE, which I'm using Z, with version control, then sync it to Roblox Studio. Cool. The folder structure follows Roblox conventions. Okay. Starting with phase 1, the raft physics is correct. Everything else depends on a working controllable raft. So yeah, that makes sense to me. We need to install Roblox Studio. I've got that working in another window. We're going to log in there. We're going to install Rojo. Then once you have both installed, then Claude's going to get to action. So let me go do that, and I will be back here in just a moment. All right, we've got Roblox Studio set up. I'm logged in. And we've also got Rojo we need to install. So I'm a Mac user. I'm using Brew. I'm going to copy and paste this command into my terminal window. Cool, looks like it's good. And we've got it set up. Now inside of Roblox Studio, we got to go to plugins, manage plugins, search Rojo, and click install. All right, well, I just set up a new experience. So we had to add it from the store first, apparently. Now when we search for it, it should show. Let's check. We're going to X out of here. Save changes. Rapids. Hey, here it is. This is the Rojo. Alright, so now it's showing within Roblox Studio. We're going to click install. Okay, good. Making progress. That's good. Okay, let's go back to Claude. From within the IDE. We've got that all set up. Alright. We're going to ask Claude to tell us what's next here. So Claude is our strategist. Claude is also our game developer. And we're acting as product manager. Okay, Claude wants to set up the project structure, so we're going to go ahead and allow it. You can see here now that Claude is creating folders and subfolders. This is based off the default architecture of the backend setup for a Roblox game. Now we want to create this JSON. Okay, we're going to say yes. Now you want to make sure to always click on the terminal window before you hit the button, because if you're up in your file, you could overwrite something by accident. Alright, now Claude is creating the full project structure. It's going to set up the folders, the Rojo config, the placeholder modules, and so on. Okay, working on the core module files. Let's start with this. Claude is now thinking, and Claude is creating more folders. Now this is the main game loop. It looks like, with game modes, the active player sessions, player connections. Yes, let's create that. Now I personally like to kind of review things. But for the sake of quickness for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and click 2 to allow all edits during the session. It will probably still ask me on some things. So Claude Opus 4.5 is really good. I mean, it's just getting more and more intelligent. Like each one of these releases is just getting better and better. Gemini, I will also say the new version of Gemini, Gemini 3, it is so good. And the Nano Banana Pro model is like incredible for image generation. It's so good. It's got text down almost to a T, different styles, the design, just overall functionality that you can do, and the capabilities of all these models are just blowing my mind lately. I mean, totally. Okay, we're gonna just fast forward this video here because this is gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit with Claude, and then I'm gonna show you what I end up with. All right, so Claude has done its thing. We've got the project structure. Folders have all been completed. You can see them here on the left-hand sidebar, but this is the recap from Claude. We've got all these server script core files set up, the systems, the world, the physics stuff, the modules. We've got events. We've got the game level data, the item catalogs. We've got starter UI with the HUD and shop UI. We've got local scripts And we've got the workspace with the rivers and checkpoints and all that. Wow, that's really incredible. All right, so next step, we need to connect Rojo to Studio. So from within the terminal, and I always like to open up another terminal window. We're using the one inside the IDE specifically for that. So we're going to use this one over here. That just puts me into the Rapid Rapids folder. Then we're going to run this command. It's Rojo serve, so copy and paste that. Perfect. What that did is it started up the Rojo server on the local host. Now within Roblox Studio, we're going to go back to the Rojo plugin. We're going to click connect, and it should sync up. So fingers crossed. Let's try it out here. Localhost 34872. 34872. Yep, that's it. We're going to connect. Hey, so it's connected. All right. It's connected. Perfect. We're going to go back here. After syncing, we need to create a basic raft model. We need to create some other things. All right, so Claude has written a ton of code. Really got in depth there. All systems created. We've got 32 different scripts that are in the project. These are the files that were added. We've got this master setup coordinator. This one creates the raft model. This has got the obstacles. This one's got all the test level. This one is spawning rafts for players. This one is applying water current forces, and so on. Now we need to go to test this, so we need to go back into Roblox Studio. We've got Rojo connected already. And then we're going to press play. So let's get in there, see what it looks like. We've got to sync changes. Let's say accept. Do you want to allow plugin Rojo to manage scripts in your game? Allow. Would you like to connect? Yes, connect. Please accept. That looks good. It's all in sync. You can see all the files. So you can see all the code here. This is really cool. Heal, died, health. You see all these different files here, and there is a lot of code that was brought in. It's really cool, really quick and easy. All we need to do now is just click play. So let's click play. Let's get rid of this. Ready? Oh, that's pretty good. Guys, that's pretty good. Not bad for a one shot. Huh. Now if I could turn a little bit. See. Oh, it's got some kind of a HUD. Cool. Oh. Okay. So it's kind of broken, but that's pretty good for a first shot. It's good for a first go at it. WASD on my keyboard is not working, but I am on a Mac, so I'm not sure how that affects things. I'll have to consult with my sounding board, which are my two kids. They're 10 and 12, and both boys, they know their stuff when it comes to Roblox. I'll have to connect with them to discuss that, but Yeah, not bad for a first go. Let's stop it, and we're gonna hit play again and try that again. Now, I'm in this kind of strange looking craft. How do I get in it? Now, you have to go back and forth and iterate quite a bit when you're vibe coding. It's kind of part of what makes it a little tricky. This will at least get you started, and you'll get to a point where you can start to iterate on it and make things better and better. So that's it for today. I really appreciate it. Make sure to smash that subscribe button down there. We'll catch you on the next one.